Hello and good afternoon. Hope you had a great week. I am so glad that summer has finally arrived. Yes, that's what I said. Summer has arrived. What a week it's been. The teachers and the kids went back to school and the temperatures hit 90 degrees this week. This is not uncommon, however. I mean, typically, I don't know, it seems like every first week of school when the kids go back, I don't know, the weather gets really, really warm. I don't know, it seems to happen every year. It is just more profound, I think, this year because we didn't have a really warm summer. So here we are, and I think it's cooling down now, so I guess it was just a bit of a fluke, but I'm totally all on board for a summer that lasts, into October, November. I'm really all for that. So we'll see what happens. But I want to thank you for joining me today. Glad we can spend this time together. You are listening to The Financial Chick Show, and I am The Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to learn more about me or my firm, you can check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions, so like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So it's great to be back live today. August, I guess, is a month for all of us that we all try to like jam everything in that we didn't get to do all summer, and try to get away on vacation too. So I guess I had a little bit of both of those things going on in my life. So on Friday, August 18th, it's been several weeks, we started our vacation. As many of you know, we have a boat, and we did our summer vacation on our boat. We had a great time, and even had our dog with us for the entire week. So we went to Sag Harbor, and that was a lot of fun, and it was kind of poignant too because one of the dock hands that was working in the marina had said that Jimmy Buffett was going to be coming into town, and again, it was August 18th, so I think that kind of led up to we know that he had passed just recently, but it was just really interesting that he lives in Sag Harbor. We were there, and that the fact that they said he was coming into town, which again, we never did get to see him. Although we did see Billy Joel's boat, Alexa, and Billy Joel's house out there too. So then we shot off to Block Island, Rhode Island. And it just seems like, right, I don't know, even like on vacation, there's always some type of weird stuff that goes on. So we got there, and we went into town. We were on the Anchor, so we were out in the harbor, and we went into town, and the hotel in town, Harbor Side, I think it's called, went on fire the night before. So that was just a devastating thing. I mean, it's a small little town, Block Island, Rhode Island, and to have such a devastating thing during the summer, during the height of the season. So very sad. But we had a good time, in spite of that. And the good news is that no one got hurt. So that was a huge thing. Then we shot off to Stonington, Connecticut, which was a really charming town. We spent a night there. And then we went to Mystic Seaport, which was really, really awesome. And then we ended off back on Long Island in Greenport. So it was a great trip, and we really enjoyed everything, and just we got our new boat at the end of the season, so it was nice to kind of use it and stuff. But it's very interesting because boating is very much like investing. So you're wondering how I was going to get there, right? Because it's an investing show for the most part, right? So listen, we all have good intentions, but you never know what's going to happen, right? Good weather, good markets or bad markets, it's kind of all the same. Just one little thing, we did have a little low level, I don't know if anybody watches Deadliest Catch. So it wasn't quite as bad as that, but we did have 4 to 6 foot swells when we went out of the inlet because those of you that know, either you know or you don't know, but in Moriches Bay, it's very, there's a lot of shoaling, so a lot of the sand goes into the channels. So if you have a boat and you can't move your engines, you could get stuck. So we didn't really want to get stuck before we started our vacation. So going out of the inlet, it was very choppy. 4 to 6 foot swells and small craft advisory. But I have to give it up to Captain Rob, my husband. He did a fabulous job. But that's one of the points. So remember that, good markets, good weather, bad weather, neither one of those things lasts forever. So you need to ride those waves, right? There are definitely tough times that we have, but you have to enjoy the ride but you eventually get and reach your goal. So again, we left. It was crazy. I mean, even driving, not driving, but riding the ocean to get to Shinnecock was terrible. I mean, the waves were coming from every direction, and it was very bumpy ride. We got soaked. Water came over the bow. It was really, really insane. But for the rest of the trip, we had really good weather. I mean, it was like we never had rain, and the waterways were fine. So it's kind of like the market. You have markets like 2008 where it's just a nightmare, but things get better. And so again, you've got to stick with your goals. You're going to reach your goals with tough times. But you also have to do your research, however. As a boater, you need to check the tides before you go, the weather, the wind. These are all things that, if you listen to all the boaters, they're really checking all these things. Because, although things can happen at a spur of the moment, just like in the market, a war could erupt or, something could go crazy. You want to do your research and try to give yourself the best chance you can to do the best you can do. So as an investor, you need to get a plan to see where you are headed and what you want to do. Plus, you need to check your investments, make changes to your portfolio because the markets are always changing, just like the tides are changing and the weather's changing. So take the time to address your financial situation and you will enjoy the ride so much better and with a lot less stress. So that's my words of wisdom. So it's very interesting. I was just thinking about it today. I'm like, boating and investing they're very, very similar, and it's really an amazing thing. So that was the vacation. We get back, so that next Friday, and we had a concert, so I wasn't here that Friday either. But I taped the show. And then last Friday, the Friday that just happened last week, I taped the show earlier in the week and had my colleague and friend Kelsey McCool on the show. So I was so honored that she came on the show, but also so thankful that she spent a few days with me to get my technology organized, but most importantly got my new laptop, which people that are on Facebook Live on my new laptop finally got it up and running, and she was super helpful. So we are back in the game. So like I said, life is just like that. You have your good times, you have your bad times, you get into these troughs, and then you build yourself back up. It's the same thing. The market's not any different. I always tell people, you have good years and bad years, and so does the market. So then, in another note, the Thursday before Labor Day, I attended a committal service for one of my longtime clients, Luli. I was referred to Luli and her husband, Alfred, by another one of my clients in the year, believe it or not, 2000. And she was actually 69, and I believe her husband was in his early 70s at that time. So, when you think of a financial advisor and going, people like, oh, you're in your 20s, 30s. Listen, it's never too late. 60s, 70s, there's always things that you need to do or you have questions about. So at the time, though, Luli, at 69, was still working. Her husband, Alfred, and Luli, they were Jewish immigrants from Romania. Freddie was a photographer and Luli worked in the medical field. They loved this country and worked hard to achieve their American dream. They came to this country and they learned the language. They saved and made a really, really nice life for themselves. We met every year at their co-op in Queens, and they always stuck to their plan. When I met them, they had investments like most of you probably do, but they just needed some help. Remember, she was 69 when I started working with them, so it's never too late to meet, like I had said, but they wanted me to help them manage their investments, but also assist them with their yearly required minimum distributions and help them with gifting money to their grandchildren. So these are things that we all struggle with, and when we're retired, or even when we're close to retirement. So there are so many decisions to be made, so why not bring a professional in to make life easier? They were great clients because they always attended their yearly meetings. We were on top of any and all changes and updates that needed to be made. And I really think that attributed to a lot of their success. One of the things too, on a personal level, when I had my daughter, I brought her to one of my annual meetings so they can meet her. And I just saw Luli and her daughter and her son-in-law in June. She looked great and walked without assistance. I took a picture with her, and I'm so glad I did that because on August 27th, she took her last breath. She was going to turn 93 in October. I was so happy to have met her and her husband and have a working relationship that lasted over 23 years. This is the part of the career that I love and I treasure, and I'll miss our meetings and have so many good memories with her. So rest in peace, Luli. And I just, and even when I met her, she remembered the day that I brought my daughter, when my daughter was an infant, to her house. So these are the things that are special. I love helping my clients, and they help me too, and just to make things better and make life brighter. So you're listening to the Financial Chick Show. It's Denise Nostrom, the company's Diversified Financial Solutions. I'm going to be back after the break with more. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, the Financial Chick. My company is in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all of those changes. So we were talking a little bit before the break about a longtime client of mine that over 23 years, and actually she had started, her and her husband started with me. She was 69 years old and still working in the medical field. And her husband, I believe, was a couple of years older. I don't remember exactly. He had passed in 2013. But in total, they started with me in the year 2000. So we'd been together 23 years, actually. And I went to a committal ceremony. She had passed back on August 27th, and just talked this little bit of memory about just a relationship that I had. They were really fabulous clients. They would always be at the meetings, and they came to me later in life, but still had all of those issues that we all have and questions, and I was there to help them. And it was really nice at the committal ceremony. The son-in-law came over and he said, Luli really loved you, and I loved her too. And he said she really valued you, and she really was happy to have you in her life, and that just meant so much to me. And like I said, I just saw her in June, and she looked great. I mean, she had to go to the restroom during the meeting, and we were outside, and she walked with no cane or no assistance, and she walked in, and I'm so glad we took a picture together. And I'm going to miss her. I'm really going to miss the meetings and stuff like that we had. So I just will say, just something that was on my mind. I thought I'd share with all of you, because it's more than financial planning and investments. And, working with a financial advisor is... it's a very personal thing. I mean, it was interesting at the service. I knew a lot of this stuff. I knew her grandchildren. I knew what they did, where they went to school, what they were doing, and we really had a great relationship. Like, I almost felt like we were family, and that's kind of the cool part of what I do and what I love doing, and just finding those great clients. But so we were talking about that, but then of course, we had Labor Day, and then Labor Day came and went, and I can't believe that we're moving along, and actually it's already the 8th of September, so it's really crazy. So, but like I said before the break, I was talking about that client, and she was still working at 69, and she passed 2 months before her 93rd birthday. And, I've been hearing about people retiring early, just getting so disgusted and just throwing in the towel and just had enough. And I think we're all there at some point. I mean, technology is changing quicker than we can grasp. And as great as technology is supposed to be, there's a lot of stress during the day. We were talking about it today, that Mercury's in retrograde right now. And for those of you that don't know, that's when technology gets a little bit awry. And it has been awry. But even when it's not in retrograde, it still feels like things are a little bit crazy. But there is definitely something to be said about working longer. It doesn't have to really be all about the money. Sometimes it's just about your head and about, having a place to go, having a routine, and filling days with things that, of course, that you enjoy. So there was an article just recently that I read about many Americans considering delaying or reversing retirement. A survey said this is during, according to Financial Advisor magazine, and many pre-retirees and retired Americans are reconsidering retirement. And it's not just about the money, like I said. Half of more than the 2,000 respondents indicated that they're considering delaying or coming out of retirement, and more than 4 in 10 said money is not the reason, so that's 40%. 50% of retirees considering unretiring said they want to continue to enjoy the intellectual stimulation from working. That was followed by 36% who said that they don't want to feel a lack of purpose. So this is not a bad thing. I mean, although we have unemployment at a low number, participation rate is really, really low. And that means people that actually can work are not fully working. So this does affect all of us. And I'll tell you why. Because money that when we work, we pay into Social Security and Medicare, and these are two programs that need some assistance. So more people that are working, the more goes in these programs and the better these systems will be. So this might be very helpful for the politicians, but it's not anything that they're going to do. It's going to be what the people are doing. We do have a lot of power. We just got to know that we do. And while financial concerns top the list for 64% of pre-retirees who said they are considering or have taken action to delay their retirement, 29% cited staying in the workforce because they love what they do. I just met with a client today. Now she's actually 69, and she's still working, but she's ready to move on. But she's really nervous about it because she does love what she's doing, but there's so many changes going on. So that's another challenge that we're having to do. So amid inflation, changing workforce dynamics, post-COVID, and an overall generational shift, Americans are rethinking retirement and extending their time working, or for some retirees, unretiring altogether. So he said that baby boomers are reconsidering what retirement looks like and what's important to them, such as finding personal fulfillment and intellectual stimulation. There's a lot of repetition in this article, but I think the bottom line is that people want to get back into the fray and back into doing things. And we have an opportunity today because people do need help. Many companies, many organizations, you don't have to do the 9 to 5, 5 days a week. There's opportunities like the woman I met with today. She has a situation where she works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, still maintaining her benefits, but has a 4-day weekend every week, which is not a bad deal. So if you, when you come to me as a financial advisor, this only enhances, you're never going to say, oh my gosh, I saved way too much money that I can do everything that I want to do, and I can leave money for beneficiaries, my kids or other relatives or charities. You're never going to be mad about that. It's usually the other side, like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough money. So this is kind of an interesting survey and really kind of neat. So the survey also found that 50% of respondents were without a financial advisor, and that was particularly true for Generation X, which of course is my generation, ages 50 to 58. So let's step on it, guys. This is the time. This is the best time. Again, you may think, oh, it's too late. What am I going to do? 50 is the new 40 or the new 30. I don't know. But it's not too late. And it's really, look at the example I gave before. I had clients that came to me at age 69, and she lived till almost 93 years old. So we're in a different time. It's never too late. Just do it. It was Nike says that, but just do it. And they're saying 59% indicated that they currently were without a financial advisor, and 59% indicated that they currently don't use a financial professional. So some of them are doing financial planning, but some of them don't use a financial advisor, and 59%, so it's a higher number. Additionally, it found that more than a third, or 36% of retirees who work with a financial advisor own an annuity, compared to 14% who don't use an advisor. Now, I'm not going to make this a show about annuities, but it is really a good piece of the puzzle to have. With many of us not having pensions, an annuity can fit that need, and we could do a whole show about that, but that was an interesting statistic too. So leveraging the expertise of a trusted financial advisor can often make people more confident and better equipped to navigate the challenges of retirement. So, again, that's what I said. So this is really confirming what I said. And, this is really, really important to work with somebody who knows, bring in the professional. As we get older or we get closer to retirement, there's so many decisions that we need to make. So have somebody help you that knows and can cut through the chase. Listen, one of my taglines is like, we take the workload off of you so you can enjoy the things that you want to do in your life. Now, isn't that what we all want to do? And that's what Diversified Financial Solutions and the Financial Chick provide, to you. So, just so you know, the survey was this July, and it targeted respondents 50 plus who are financial decision makers who have $100,000 in financial products or savings. So very, very interesting statistics, but like I said, it is never too late. get it together. Give us a call. We'll help you navigate these waters. They're not as crazy as you think. Like my husband, he navigated the waters of the inlet. I was freaking out because I didn't think he could, but he did it. So there's hope in every realm. So I want to thank you all for listening today. But before I leave, I want to wish my husband, Captain Rob, a very happy birthday. His birthday's on Monday, which is also 9/11. So I also want to remember all of those that lost their lives that horrific day 22 years ago. And let's never forget any of that. So for all of us, let's do better and be better. Have a wonderful weekend, and let's do this again next Friday.